Okay, fellas, how are you doing today? How are you doing today? Thank you very much for stopping. We appreciate you out here. Hey, this is home. Motherland. You want to know about any country in Africa, you're at the right place. My name is Zack. You're very welcome. Thank you. We like you here. We want you here. We want you to stay. Okay? We're here every single day. Please join the crew. Join us. Click on the button. Subscribe so we can see each other every single day. Well, here we talk about things unprotected, unfiltered, undeterred. We are scared of nothing and nobody. Sometimes we bash each other. Yeah, we do bash each other from time to time. It's always for the good thing. The goal is for Africa and our people to move forward. Today we're talking about something very, very interesting. We are first going to Madagascar. Crazy stuff where the president has gone to France to discuss with the French president about what? About these islands right here that belong to Madagascar, but it's been taken by force by France, and France has refused to reinstate these islands to Madagascar. What's going to happen? You're going to find out about that. And then we're going to go to Botswana, Rwanda. We're then going to go again to Namibia. And at last, not least, we're going to talk about something very interesting. We're going to talk about something very interesting about women. Women rights. Do you believe in women rights? Do you believe women and men should have the same rights? Okay, that's number one. Do you believe women and men should assume the same roles when it comes to jobs, positions, and power? Do you think women and men should all have, the same capacity when it comes to government? Women should be able to do the very same thing men do today. Number last, do you think women are equal men? We're going to find out about this. Fellas, today, many people went marching into the United Nations office. Many ladies, in fact, very, very unhappy with what's happening in the world. Basically, what they're saying is, even though the world has made some progress into integrating women into offices and businesses, allowing women to be themselves and make their own choices, whether they want to make babies or not, there's still a lot to be done. There's still a lot of cases of gender inequality, gender-based violence, where men beat women in most cases. I mean, even though I've had a cousin that beat her husband really bad, but people found it funny. People found it funny when a woman beats a man. That happens. My cousin used to beat up a man bad. She would slam him on the ground and people would go like, whoa, like she's strong, yeah. But just imagine of the opposite. I don't know if it's acceptable because it's a woman that can do that. But anyway, let's continue. So they went marching saying there's a lot of progress that's been made throughout the years. But yes, things are moving backward. In many countries, women have nothing to say. I mean, this is a reality. There are some countries out here where women have absolutely nothing to say when men are standing. You know that? Some countries, as in Central Africa, we're not going to name today, but you're probably going to imagine, where the tribes where women have nothing to say. When men are standing and talking, a woman is in the kitchen. You have nothing to say. They will call you woman. What are you talking about? Is that okay in 2025? Should women have rights? I mean, you can't even protest about your husband treating you negatively because it's disrespectful. I mean, we all have, if you think about it rationally, most African countries, they all have that very tribe that treat women bad, like shit. No. Let's not be funny here. So let's see some countries that are doing good with women, okay? Gender violence is unacceptable, fellas. Do I believe women should do the very same thing men do? In most cases, yes. Now, do women want to go to war? Question mark. There are some women that go to war in the army. Do women want to work in the gutter? Okay, like removing trash, unclogging toilet, removing dirty things, working into underground work. It's interesting that sometimes we don't find a lot of requests to work in such field. Removing shit, cleaning the gutter, it's mostly men. So even though we want equality, it just feels like equality is needed in good position when it comes to CEO position and stuff like that. Now, should we complain about that? Question mark. I firmly believe as much as, women deserve all the good thing that's in the world, everybody should know their place and their space. I know some people will say, yeah, it's me, whatever. No, I believe God created us different. Everybody has their role when it comes to family. Everybody has their position. Nobody's superior to the other, but as much as it is, each person should do what they're supposed to be doing. And I'm not going to tell you what that is, because we know when there's somebody, an intruder with a knife or with a gun, who do you run behind? Who do you want to push forward? We know that. We know when we need peace and calm and happiness, who do we go to? That's what it is. Anyway, let's look into the countries that are doing tremendously great in this instance. So, as per the report, this is not me, fellas, okay? They're talking about European countries. Here we see countries that are highly ranked in terms of equality. Number one, we have Norway. This is the strong gender equality. So women and men assume very similar role. Iceland is number 2. Gender equality globally and strong L, you know what I mean? You know, when men can, you know, and women can. So Iceland support that, so it's number 2. We have Finland, world's best education and equality-driven policy, low corruption. Interesting. As you can see, apparently the first countries are all from Scandinavia, right here on the map. It looks like they treat women much better than any other place in the world. Is this accurate? Question mark. In Africa, we have some countries as well that treat women really good, that appeared on the list. I'm sure you're interested about that. We're talking about Rwanda. They say Rwanda is often praised for gender equality, especially in political representation. So Rwanda's got a lot of ladies working in politics. They have about 60% of the parliament are women in Rwanda. Look at this. How interesting. So they vote the laws and the rules of the country mostly throughout the thought of ladies. 60% is quite a lot. We have Botswana and Namibia. Let's talk about Rwanda first. Now, Rwanda has a strong gender quota in politics and business leadership. So in Rwanda, a lot of politicians are female. And a lot of business people, CEOs, are females. Is that a good strategy for Rwanda? Question mark. Is Rwanda doing okay? Well, it looks like it's doing okay. Okay, economically, at least. Kigali is still the cleanest city in Africa. That's something. I mean, this comes from many things. It comes from the mentality of Rwandans as well. When you think about it, once every month, everybody comes in the street to clean. No. They don't wait for all these contractors that are contracted by the government to go and clean the street. Once every month, everybody will come outside and go clean their street. So the street of your avenue or your avenue, whatever your street in your hood, you are under the obligation to make sure it is clean. So you're going to pick up all the condoms that you throw in the street, pick up all the trash, the banana peels, the papers, all of that, you pick it up and you put it in a corner, you burn it or something. And that's, number one, create an environment of unity. You know your neighbors, you don't necessarily, you know, like most of you do, you don't even talk to your neighbors, you don't know, I mean, you see them from afar, you want them to greet you first, you don't want to greet them back. So in Rwanda, because you have to deal with a neighbor every single time, once a month at least, you have to go and talk to them. And even visitors, when you come to Rwanda and it's the day of cleanup, you have to be in the street and clean. Is that a good thing or not? Doesn't matter what job, what position you assume, whether you're a gardener or you're a CEO, you must be in the street to do something. Number 2, that allows them to know who is where. When it comes to intelligence and security, they know exactly who's where. You know, if you're not from the neighborhood, they know people from the neighborhood. You know, and it creates a mentality, general mentality. People don't throw things around. They don't throw papers and plastic bags are banned in Rwanda. You cannot get in Rwanda with plastic banned. You know, is that a good thing or not? In Rwanda, another thing that's good, the education and healthcare service are free for 90% of the population. It's called the Mutuelle de Santé, an insurance that allows everybody in Rwanda to access healthcare for free. Is that a good thing or not? But then you must remember they also have a tax system that's very rigid. They will tax you, okay? They will make sure they have enough money from everybody so they can have enough money to help everybody. Is that a good thing or not? No. I also believe people in Rwanda that live with HIV get medication for free from the government. Definitely a good thing if you're sick and you don't need to be stressing about, all of that. Now we talk about Botswana. Here's Botswana. Beautiful country, lovely people. They have some of the biggest diamonds in the world. Look at that. That's from Botswana. Big diamonds. Great people. Very peaceful. You know, they're very kind. Some Africans are just beautiful and kind. Look at the ladies. That's a Botswana. This one is Botswana as well. That one. So maybe you should take a trip to Botswana. Go and have a look. Botswana also is a country with great legal protection rights. Botswana has a strong constitutional protection for civil liberties. So in Botswana, you can do your own things. It's not one of your African countries where a person in a uniform can just come and scream at you. That's what you see in some countries, even in Nigeria, especially in Nigeria. These are just a bunch of people with uniform harassing the citizens. You know, and you talk about liberty and freedom. What freedom you have? You have no freedom. In most African countries, you have no freedom. It's a lie. Stop celebrating those Independence Day. You don't have no independence. Botswana also has a great education and healthcare system. Education is free through secondary level, and girls have near parity in school enrollment. So you can go to school for free to secondary school. That's beautiful. No excuses. No saying, okay, you can go to school for free. Then, no. The government will not be able to pay for you anymore. Public healthcare system is accessible and generally well managed, including strong HIV/AIDS treatment program. Botswana was hit very hard in 2000, but now leads the treatment access. Yeah, Botswana is one of the countries with the highest level of HIV. We're talking about Botswana, South Africa, Lesotho, Swaziland. As you can see on the map, Botswana, South Africa, Swaziland, Lesotho. It's same area same area. So something must have happened. Yeah, people talk about vaccine. Yeah, I don't want to get into that, but people talk about that it was put. We can talk about that maybe some other time if you want to dive into that. How did that spread so hard? Now, beside the fact that people, do each other, there is a way they brought it into a community, or there is a way it's entered the community. How is that? We're going to talk about that. Now we're moving to Madagascar, fellas. We're touching base with Africa. Now, Madagascar is right here. Big piece of land. I know a lot of people, when they hear Madagascar, they think about the movie, this one here. No, that's not Madagascar. Madagascar actually is this land here. It's a pity because sometimes when you see Africa, they'll show you the big land of Africa, but they will not show Madagascar and Sao Tome and Principe. They don't show them. I don't know why they don't show Madagascar. That's like saying, well, these are the members of my family, but you keep the last bone and the first bone off the picture. That's not a nice feeling. Okay, so this is Madagascar, biggest island in the world. Now, Madagascar president went to France to have a discussion with the French president. Okay, about what? They went to discuss these islands right here. Okay, it's called îles éparses in French, or scattered islands. These islands right here belong to Madagascar, but France took them over and they control it. And so far, France has refused to return the island to Madagascar. Isn't that an injustice? I mean, many people are talking about Russia going to Ukraine. Well, you violated the sovereignty of a country. Isn't this violation of a sovereignty? Now, why is this important? Well, the French have refused to return the place because apparently the place is vital for fishery. It has potential oil, gas, and it's also great for military positioning in Africa. So the place has fish, oil, gas, and riches. And that's why France don't want to let it go. I mean, just imagine, this is France here on the map, and these are the islands. Okay, how can this country own these islands? It's with whose right? So France refused to give them back. Paris defends sovereignty, citing strategic, legal, and historical ground. However, it's open to co-management deals, meaning, well, these islands belong to us, but we're willing to co-manage the island. I mean, if it belonged to you, you wouldn't want to co-manage. Why would you co-manage something that belongs to you? It's like that story of Solomon, and those ladies. One of the ladies said, no, it's my child. The other one says, it's my child. So, okay, I'm going to chop the child into 2 parts. So each of you will take a part. The lady said, yes, chop it into 2 parts. The other one said, no, keep the child. Give it to her. Right? It's like, okay, it's my land, but we can co-manage. No, it's not your land. It means you know it. So how did the French get there? So initially there was a story about a businessman from France. He signed a deal named the Lambert Chartered. So Lambert was this businessman. Okay, his name is Jean-François Lambert, a French businessman who went to Madagascar many years ago in 1855. The man went to Madagascar and said, listen, if you give me access to your country and I want to look into the riches that you have, get access to your forests, I'm going to bring you deals where we can develop your country. The charter granted Lambert exclusive rights to exploit the land and natural resources in Madagascar, to set up plantation and infrastructure projects. In exchange, Lambert promised to help modernize Madagascar and promote its economic development. So after making this deal, the Malagasy people decided we cannot give too much power to this person. Let's retract from this deal. It's our land in any way. France seized that opportunity as a breach of a contract, and they came and took the land by force. I mean, there are many instances they tried. They used that opportunity as an excuse. It's like you've effed up one of our businessmen, therefore we're coming to your country and taking over. France launched a full-scale invasion in 1895. They used superior weapons, troops, and naval force. They marched inland and captured Antananarivo, the capital. In 1896, France formally annexed Madagascar as their colony. They took the island. Now, at the time, they found the queen. Okay, Queen Ranavola III. She resisted. She fought back for the land, but unfortunately, she wasn't able to do anything against the superior capacity of the French. Later on, she was exiled in Algeria. They kicked her out of a kingdom. Talking about taking over, they kicked her out of a kingdom. She went to die in Algeria, in a foreign land. France colonized the country. They started extracting resources, coffee, vanilla, minerals. They unalived over 100,000 people brutally, in the most erratic way possible you can possibly imagine. Crazy stuff. They don't talk about us. All they talk about, yeah, Hitler was a bad guy. Anyway, he was a bad guy. What about you people? Crazy stuff, my brother. Now, they took all these islands and never gave them back, even though the United Nations told France, you need to return the island. They don't belong to you. But France said it's strategic. We have, presence and whatever, historically and whatever. Yeah. There's petrol, there's oil, there's gas in that space. So what's going to happen? Are they going to do something about it? Or it's only about Russia, that you must push Russia? Sovereignty. Do we really live in a fair world where people respect each other? Or it's a joke? How do Africans try to resolve this? How about African cut ties with France? I'm just saying, not now. Why didn't Africans cut ties with France like Europeans cut ties with Russia? Because they invaded Ukraine. I mean, that's other people's lands, isn't it? Or the rule only makes sense in one side, not on the other. It's not the first time. The British have done the same with some African island, with Mauritius. All these islands from Mauritius you see here, they don't belong to Mauritius anymore. It's the British. They created a military base in some of these islands. They kicked out the people of their home, chased them away to use the island as a military base. And you talk about sovereignty and respect of other people's land. I don't know about that. Let me know how you feel about this, fellas. It's always a great pleasure. Do you think women should be treated in a way that is respectful? Stop beating women up. Or do you think women are strong enough to defend themselves? Since you should think about gender equality. In that case, then should respect still be sustained? And number two, should women, be enrolled into great positions of power? Government, business and stuff like that. Can women do much better job? Are they doing a much better job? We have a president in Tanzania, this lady right here. She's the president of the country. Is she doing a bad job? Or is she doing a good job? We have many presidents out there in the world. Can Africa follow through, The mentality where women have nothing to say, is that a good thing? Or should we know the border and stuff like this? President of Madagascar, strong man. He stood very strong for Africa, especially when this time came around. Remember COVID? He didn't want to take medics and stuff for his people because Madagascar had a treatment like something very similar. A tea they were drinking, Artemisia. They were doing great. There was no victims in Madagascar until they allowed the Germans to come in Madagascar to analyze that tea they were drinking to protect themselves. Once the German scientists analyzed the tea they were drinking, all of a sudden, people started falling. Did they change the structure of the disease, perhaps, to beat that tea? I don't know. I'm just asking. Let me know how you feel about this. We're here every single day, and we like you. We appreciate you. Drop a comment. We need that so we can push the video further. God bless.